Hi, I'm Laurie Dobson, and this is Island Update. Today is Saturday, May 2nd, 2020, and I'm on the island of Great Cranberry, Maine. And today, let's see what's going on. Today, we walked early down the road with the dogs and saw a good many people. I'd say 10 in all, including us. And in cars and walking in their yards. One person was planning out their garden, which Bob is doing right now. It's the noise you hear in the background. And here's the side of my yard here, climbing hydrangea. They're doing really well all over the garden. There's one right over there on the wheelbarrow. Talk about something that does well here. It's that survives the deer, and who have been visiting the garden. Had a good talk with Blair on the way back. He's helping us get one of our defunct cars off the island. It worked for a while, and I don't think we can get it going anymore. We've tried. So there's some things that are going to leave. I'm still thinking about that shed back there, whether I'm going to leave that and try to, what the heck to do. It's such a relic. Anything with history on an island, you kind of want to keep it. And I've been thinking about some things that have been happening recently, and so I've been getting some blowback. I'm one of those people that's naive, that thinks that you can speak your mind freely and say things and try to express yourself, and people are going to understand your intent. And that's not the case, because nobody can really read your mind. And even if I do tons and tons of videos, people are going to believe what they want to believe out of their own experience. So whatever you say goes through the filter of somebody else's belief system. So in the end, I think we just have to do what we do for ourselves and try to be as clear about our meanings and our communications as possible, and just recognize it's not perfect. Communication's really not ideal in the best of cases. So I'm making my peace with that, but it's still always a surprise, because I keep thinking I'm such a good communicator, and I still surprise myself. I can say something basic like lately I said something that was trying to congratulate somebody for ramping up the concerns and information about safety measures, and talking about high-risk stuff, and I thought I'd include a couple of things, and lo and behold, what I was intending to say got interpreted as my being critical of somebody, and I couldn't even imagine that would be taken that way, but it was, and I tried to explain it, and you know, when you start trying to defend yourself in an argument, it never works. So and then people hear it from the outside once a narrative is established, and you can't really you can't go back and undo things. You just have to go forward, and you know, like Bob has said to me, you know, it's just allow people to just not make their minds up about something. Just let them continue to, you know, understand with their own understanding, and you don't have to take a permanent fix on anybody or anything. So I'm just letting life evolve here. It certainly isn't the garden. It's like things are growing really quickly. So I'm glad we're finally out here doing all this work, and it's going to look real nice real soon. I'll do a video that shows all the clipped beds and the prepared soil and the whole 9 yards. And it just doesn't have bright little annuals and pansies yet, but maybe someday soon. I don't know. Things are changing. So we stopped, and Phil was going by and mentioned that there was a W.C. Fields film tonight, and we both thought that we would go. Of course, we'll do the social distancing and the masks, but I think that'll mark the end today, May 2nd, the official end of our or strict isolation, and at some point we'll go on the boat, but it seems like that's the right thing to do. It makes me nervous. I can't say that it doesn't, but I don't want my fear to overshadow my sense of what's right to do, what's healthy to do, and that part of me feels guilty for saying that I'm going to go to a movie when things aren't really cleared yet. You know, you can't still go to restaurants yet, but you can go to a hairdresser. So I think if you can go to a hairdresser, I can go to a film that's in a room where I'm totally spaced around other people. I haven't. I've had it already. I'm certain of that now with all the information that I got from where I got it. I'm 99% sure. So I'm not going to be giving it to anybody. I'm not going to be carrying it. So it seems relatively safe. I'll wear a mask. So then there's just so there's been some blowback, like I say, island blowback, and I think a lot of that is just the level of frustration, the constant strain of imprisonment. Not everybody can handle that well, and so by encouraging people to give me some feedback, it's kind of like I've opened myself up to some clear shots across the bow, and I said go ahead and do it because I'm confident I could take it, and I will say there's certain people that I think have taken a quick beat on things because it's easier to do that than and make their own mind up after weighing different viewpoints, and it's just easier to come up with a story about somebody, especially if they're someone, you know, with a kind of a independent frame of mind like me, and can you can't easily contain me by pressure. You know, if I'm going to do what's right, I'm not going to be easily coerced. And there is a situation that's ongoing, and you may have picked it up if you listen to my videos, that I'm going to have to talk about at some point, but not yet. But it has been behind a lot of my communications. That has been an issue that I've been dealing with, and taking my time with it, talking to some people, and working it out. But so it's not something I can go public with yet. But I wanted you to know, whoever's listening, whoever's been following these, that I mean, if you wanted to talk to me, you can call me sometime. I'm not going to put it out on video. But there is an issue that's been kind of brewing and developing here on the island that it seems outlandish that it got to the point that it has. But I don't make the rules here. I'm coming here kind of unarmed and somewhat defenseless, just coming with Bob and my dogs, and a lot of goodwill, a lot of hopefulness, a lot of wishes of and support for islanders and the things that we deal with here. I consider myself a part of the islands, and they're an interesting bunch here. I wish I could say they're unique, but they're like a lot of other people everywhere. At the same time that they're unique, they're just like everyone else. And the good and the not as good. And I just have to practice my program. You know, the AA program. I really hold to it. It's so much about just focusing on yourself and your own path and keeping it clean and clear and honest, self-honesty, rigorous self-honesty, and just letting the day go down one day at a time. You know, you do what you can do every day. So that's what we're gonna do today. That's still part of the day. It's incredible. It's like 65 right now. This is extraordinary weather. So gonna support everybody doing all you can to really breathe it all in, and, you know, be good to your hearts Take care. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.